Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about Python variables. So let's get started with practical knowledge. So why we need variables? Basically it used to store any kind of data, or if you want to manipulate that data for further usage. So how it is going to store? So let's take an example. You have a Python memory here. This is a memory. Okay, so if you create any object variable a, and what it is going to do is it is going to create a object in a memory on a certain location. Suppose if you are a variable a and you are storing a data equal to 1 2 3, what it does, it is going to create a memory object in a memory, and it is going to store that variable here. So it might be some like in the location like 142 7, something like that, some memory address. So if you create again some more variable with some other value 14, it is going to create a object in the memory, and that object is referenced by b variable. So 14, and it has some memory address something like dash dash dash. So this is how it is going to work internally. So let's create variable x, and we use assignment variable equals to store the value. So x has now 10, and I just want to print the x value, and it has the value x 10. And so I'll create memory. How it is going to do is, now I have a variable x, and it is going to store the value in a memory, and it's like reference to an object. It is like 10 now at certain memory location. Okay, now the second, now I'll create the another variable equal to like x, y equal to 10 with the same value. So if I print this value, it is again y contains 10. So internally how it is going to work, maybe you think, okay, you are it is going to create one more object reference in a memory, but it is not the case. It is the case where it is like, okay, I have one more variable, and it is like you think, okay, it is going to create here again the 10 and in some other different memory location. But Python has a concept called as like caching a memory, like caching memory, like integer interning. It means like the values between 5 to 256, these are the small integer values. If values between this range, it is going to reuse the memory location. So instead of like creating a different object in a different memory location, it is going to reference to the same object in the memory location if it is already present. By doing this, it is going to reuse the memory, and it can increase the performance. So let's check, let's test this range, how whether it is giving the same memory address or not. Okay, what we can do is we can just say print id of 10 to check the memory location of x. Okay, this is the memory location, and print id of y, same. Okay, now we have a range, right? So let's take out of range value. Suppose we'll modify this as like 257. Okay, print id and id. Yeah, if you can see here, these are two different memory locations when it was inside the range. Suppose if I take, okay, -5, it is inside the range now. So what is the memory location? What is the memory location? Okay, sorry, I did not store the value, so it was giving different. Okay, if you can see here, these two memory locations are same, so it is called as string interning. And also, like internally, we are like not telling a Python, okay, this is an integer, this is a float, this is a string data types. We are just telling, okay, this is x, I'm storing this is y, I'm storing like abc, this is like z, I'm storing 1 2 3. So internally Python is going to identify the type of the variable based on the value it contains. So if I like, how about string? Like suppose if I take a string, s1 is equal to abc, s2 is equal to abc. So both s1 and s2 contain the same value. Now s1, okay, print id of s1. This is the memory location. And what about s2? s2, yeah, if you can see here, for the string also there is a concept called as string interning, but it is not like fixed. It is like for the smaller string literals, it is going to reuse the same memory location, and it is going to reference the same memory location if two string object having the same value. So what about if I give some okay, I am going to school on winter season. Okay, if I have like long string, if I want to see whether it is going to string intern or not. Okay, and see, this is not, because string interning is really depends on the interpreter as well as the version of the python you are going to use. We cannot say it is fixed. Like integer we have like -5 to 256 value. If you are storing, it is going to make use of like memory caching, but in string it is not like that. If it is a smaller value and smaller string literal, for that it is going to use string interning, but if it is a like longer string, it is not going to use a string interning. Also it is highly depends on the interpreter you are using or python version you are using. I hope you got to learn something out of this video. If you really like and please subscribe to my channel and also share with your friends, and happy learning. See you, bye bye.